friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Millicent and I am a homeschooling mom to my 4-year-old son, Jedi. In this video, I'll be sharing about the Montessori work cycle, why it is an important practice for your Montessori homeschool, and some helpful tips to support your work cycle time. The work cycle is a block of time, usually between 2.5 to 3 hours, during which the child is free to explore and engage in activities without adult interruption. This adult interruption in a homeschool environment doesn't mean that you do not speak to your child or they are left alone in the homeschool for 3 hours. Now, we cannot talk about the work cycle without mentioning the cycle of activity. So, what is the cycle of activity? Well, the cycle of activity is literally the cycle of an activity. From the beginning, selection from the shelf, the middle, the use at a table or on the floor, and the end, restoring and returning back to the shelf of an activity. So, in a work cycle, your child can engage in a few or several cycles of activities. The work cycle satisfies the child's human tendencies to interact with their environment. These interactions are manifested or exhibited through unique sensitivities to certain aspects of the environment, which in Montessori is referred to as sensitive periods. Because these sensitivities occur differently for each child, it is important to allow your child to do this at their own pace and rhythm without the interruptions of the adult's agenda or schedule. Please note that independent exploration during the work cycle doesn't mean that your child is working alone. You can present activities if your child accepts your invitation, explore together, and have discussions together with the invitation or permission of your child. For this reason, it is also vital that as the adult, you are fully present and available in the space during the work cycle as an observer or a co-explorer. The reason why the work cycle is a 3-hour block of time is to allow the child enough time to engage in activities or in an activity to a level of deep concentration. Usually at the start of the work cycle, the child might choose a few quick activities before they get to the one, or they do a few activities repeatedly. Then there are other times when they choose one activity and do it over and over again with such intense concentration that it is truly an incredible thing to see. One example of this in our homeschool was when my son constructed towers on a mirror using toilet rolls and lolly sticks. He spent about 2.5 hours on this one activity. The work cycle may sound important for a Montessori classroom, but why is it equally important for your homeschool room? Number 1, it brings structure and purpose to your homeschool, which enables you to track your child's growth and achievements. Homeschooling is an aspect of your life, just like sleeping, grocery shopping, going on holiday, meeting up with friends, etc. So, for it to be effective and for you to note clear observations that will influence great planning, you need to allocate time for it. Number 2, it demonstrates the value and commitment you bring to your homeschool. A quote reads that things only have the value that we give them. So you give your Montessori homeschool value by giving it a designated time in the form of a work cycle. Number 3, it helps your child to self-regulate because they know what to expect of their day. Having a work cycle for your child to explore and engage in activities communicates to your child that this is a part of our daily life that we do at a certain time. Number 4, it helps your child to develop discipline and a positive attitude towards learning. Your child develops confidence in seeking out experiences, following their human tendencies, growing in their ability to concentrate deeply, and feel immense satisfaction in their work. Some helpful tips for your work cycle includes: Number 1, prepare your homeschool environment to meet your child's developmental needs and spark interest by making the environment interesting for your child. Number 2, make it a routine, but be flexible and make allowance for a rhythm. Now, to explain, a routine is an action or a set of actions that is done regularly, usually around a given time. While rhythm, just like in music, is the pace or pattern of those actions. So try to have your work cycle within a time frame or window, but be open and relaxed about how much, how less, how fast, how slow, how well or not at all certain things happen or do not happen. Remember, the goal is to foster a love of learning, not a checklist of activities to be filled. Number 3, teach grace and courtesy during the work cycle. The best time to teach or highlight grace and courtesy is when they are relevant and can capture your child's attention. For instance, may I show you how to safely carry that chair? Or, do you remember how to hold that pair of scissors safely? Number 4, practice being present rather than teaching. If you plan on giving a demonstration, I would suggest doing this as early as possible during the work cycle so as not to interrupt the child once they get into their pace and rhythm of exploration. In our case, I usually would inform my son the night before or during our morning prep routine to get his consent and help him self-regulate. Sometimes he's okay for us to proceed, and other times he suggests we can do it after he's done such and such activity. And number 5, focus on developing strong observation skills. Everything that goes on in your homeschool room is telling you something about your child, even when they are not engaged. What they do, how they do them, what they say are all important things to note as they inform your planning, preparation, anticipation, reflection, and assessment. To summarize, the work cycle is a period of uninterrupted time for your child. But you know what? It is also a period of time for you to witness the incredible transformation and development of your child. There is an African proverb that says, what you help a child to love can be more important than what you help them to learn. So always remember that the goal is to connect the child to the spirit of learning and help them love and develop a willingness to approach learning. For more inspiration on all things Montessori homeschooling, sprinkled with some dust of family life and adventure, be sure to click that subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss any videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.